Hi guys, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today I will show you some beauty. Oh, look at this, how beautiful it is. Oh, So yeah, my friend, she's 74, 70, sorry, she's 70. I hope she will never hear this. She came to visit me today, and she's absolutely gorgeous human being. Sometimes I think she's my guardian angel and guru in this life. Yeah, she was my sponsor on the Homes for Ukraine program when we arrived to UK, and we lived with her for almost 1 year. And without her, I wouldn't be where I am, and I wouldn't have strength and courage on that level and that level of confidence that I have thanks to her. She's absolutely amazing woman. So that's in one of my videos when I mentioned that mostly women helped me in my life. This is what I mean. Like when it came to shelter, women helped me. Of course, there were men as well. It was one man who helped me, and he gave an opportunity to me and two of my acquaintances to stay in his house in Portugal, and it was for free, absolutely for free. And he didn't give me any signs like he wants something in return or whatever. It was really nice for me to see that men actually are like that, and they help, and there are men who can help just because they are freakingly awesome. Let's be honest. You're a freakingly awesome man if you help just like that, and you do not expect a woman to do something in return. It's like another level of human being for me. Honestly, don't get me wrong, I'm learning how to trust men in general. I understand that men are just human beings, but in most cases, if it's a straight man, usually in my situation, I always can feel that there is something on the background, like he's waiting for me to do something in return. And this man, he changed my reality completely. He changed for me my perception of man, because he was physically there, and he never ever ever gave me any signs, even a small tiny bit of vibration, that he wants something from me in exchange. And we were living there in his house, amazing gorgeous house, for 1 month, with swimming pool, with the view on the ocean. I was extremely blessed, because thanks to that view and that conditions, I was able not to, went crazy because of the war and everything that was happening in my life. At that point, I was so low. I mean, if you saw me in my first video, it's like tiny bit of how depressed I was back then. So only seeing the ocean and how huge it is helped me to calm down my soul, my thoughts, my emotions, and just basically go through it. So yeah, and seeing this is okay. This is the only time, as I can remember, in my life when it was between me and him, and he didn't want anything in return. And he is not gay. He has a family, a wife and kids and all of that. And it was his initiative to help me, not his wife, because usually it's like wife's idea, and they just obey. But in this case, it was his idea, his help. So yeah, it changed my mind. Then there were men who were like husbands or boyfriends of my girlfriends. I mean friends. Yeah. So they were showing the same level of attitude, but there were my girlfriends who did the rest, if you know what I mean. But in this case, it was just pure intention to help. And I think the more men are like that outside, the better this world will be. And I don't know how he achieved that level of compassion and maturity, because he is really successful man. I mean, having a house like that and let it just leave us there, like, it's incredible. I mean, he is successful man. So and there were like situations, a lot of situations in my life when help was coming from women, and they were not waiting for anything in return, no, in terms of working for them or giving them money or something like that. So yeah, and she came today, and it's always amazing to talk to her. First of all, she's a counselor. She was working at school with kids, teenagers, and she understands psychology and all of that. So with her, it's completely another level of dialogue, which is just like honey for my ears and for my soul. I enjoy it with every bit of my heart and soul. Yeah. So about work, it's the last working day of this first week. It was extremely exhausting, I would say, because first days after staying at home, obviously it's a bit exhausting. But finally today I felt well, and I finished earlier, and we got back home earlier. So yeah, and I'm still occupied with my project. Today I didn't have an opportunity to do what I wanted to do, but I have this in my head, so anyway, I will do it as soon as possible. Yeah, and probably I will go on a date tomorrow. Yeah, I can predict that maybe some of people will unfollow me after that. I don't know why. Because I never promised anyone here anything. But if you are male and you're following me because you want something from me, go back to Earth and just realize that we are living in different areas and we don't know each other. What you see from the screen is your idea of me. Even if I'm saying some words, the perception of our brain is so tricky, because even if I say, for example, the biggest wisdom of the world right now, right here, you will hear it or you will not even listen to it. Depends on your perception of the world, how your brain works. So yeah, and we have most times we have illusions of illusion, like I know this person. No, you're not. No, you don't. You don't know anyone Probably you don't even know yourself in most cases. Yeah. It's like a lifetime work to learn something about yourself and figure out how you work and um, how you can cope with world outside. And saying someone like, I know you, I would doubt that. So when someone tells me in comments that they know me, or they understand where I'm coming from, or they know better than me, something about me, um, and usually the assumption in most cases will be about them, not about me, because in reality you don't know me. And it's like obvious things that they lie on the surface, but when you think about it long enough, you will understand that actually you can live with someone for 10, 20 years, 50, 60, 90 years, and you don't know the person. We tend to do a thing like we build a picture from the beginning of the person, and then we frame it, and anything that comes out from the frame, we just tend to ignore it or not accept in it or fight with it, whatever. So don't do that with me, please. Yeah. I don't know why I said all of those things, but it seems to me like a lot of people, especially online, they assume that because they've listened to someone, they know them. When in reality, personally, what I see, that I have friends who are, for example, on Instagram, and then I see them in real life. It's two different people, completely different. They have the same facade, but they are so different. So to know me in real life, you have to be next to me and talk to me and, experience me in different situations. So the same with everyone who's commenting me. I'm trying to understand you as much as I can, but still it's my perception of you and my understanding of what you're saying. So if there is misunderstanding, I always ask questions. It's not because I'm fighting with you, it's just because I'm trying to understand you better. This is an organizational part. So recently I had the feeling like I should go into my fears and try it, because a few stories that I've heard about dating websites, that they can actually be helpful if you don't go outside much. So I've decided to try it, and I will go on a date tomorrow. So wish me good luck, and I will see how it will go. I already prepared the speech in my head about my trust issues, how I'm gonna announce about that in a slide form. So it's clear from the beginning that I will not involve myself for quite a long time until I trust the person, so they don't have expectations like I'm gonna be all that super open and chatty and all that. This is it for today. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I want to sleep, and I enjoy my flowers. I'm super, 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 super happy. And it's crazy, to be honest, because if I think about everything that is happening in the world right now, if I watch news, for example, I cannot be happy at all. I can be only miserable. What's going on insane? I'm scared a little bit that we're already in the third WW. But no one just told us about it. You know, no one made an announcement. Hey, everyone, congratulations, you are in Third World War. Yeah, but we are there already. So we spoke with my friend, and I said, like, what if it starts here as well? I mean, for me, I don't see any point to run anywhere, because there is no place to run, to be honest. So yeah, she said, yeah, also not gonna run anywhere, because simply we just tired from running. It was so much running since the beginning of the big war in Ukraine. So yeah, to be honest, it's not even that scary for me anymore, because once you've experienced that, I mean, it's like the same thing just everywhere. I know it worse than when it's local and you can avoid it, but now, to be honest, when I see news about what's happening in Ukraine, and then the next day an advertisement about buying, you know, yourself a luxury apartment in Dubai or whatever, it just, like, cognitive dissonance in my head. You know, I'm like, what on earth is happening in this world? I understand this is life, but it feels like, you know, when I understand that there are people dying, the first thing for me, like, can't you all stop for a second and pay attention to it? It's like everyone is just keep going, and this became part of the norm. Like, it's normal that there are wars somewhere. It's normal that there are men who rape women. It's normal that there are kids dying. It's normal that their kids are hungry or mining diamonds or cobalt in the Africa, whatever. It like became part of the, like, you know, morning breakfast for people. When they watch news and eat their breakfast, like like entertainment, basically. So it's frustrating a little bit. At the same time, I understand that side, because when you're physically not in the environment that is dangerous for you, how on earth you can understand those people? Like, when I first crossed the border of when I ran from Ukraine, and I was looking in Poland at people who were just sitting and drinking coffee in the cafe, and I was like, I wanted to run to them, and they were like chatting and smiling. I wanted to scream, like, don't you know there is a war, like, there? Aren't you not aware of this? I was like terrified, like, how people can sit, chill, laugh when there is a war there. And then with time, like after a few months, when my nerve system calmed down, I realized that it's just impossible to live like that. If I constantly irritate my nerve system with thoughts about everything that is happening there, there is no use from me. I will be just lying down and crying constantly about what's happening. And who's going to take care of my son? Who's going to take care of my bills? Who's going to do this and that? So I understand the mentality from this side as well. it just has to be some kind of middle ground, in my opinion. Like when we can pay a little bit more attention and be a little bit more active about everything that is happening. It's all controversial to me what's happening now, because the same country who was okay with our war is not okay with another war. And for me it's like, what is this all about? Like, so it's okay for us to die, but it's not okay for them to die. And the same thing, like, I absolutely understand other countries why they are confused as well, why it's not okay that they are alive and it's okay to kill us and stuff like that. I totally get it, absolutely. It's not fair from any side. It's not okay from any point of view. And yeah, at the same time, human beings are something out of this world. At the same time, I can be happy. It's like everyone who ran from the war knows that we live in 2 dimensions. One dimension, it's absolutely destroyed and terrifying. Another is basic life, everyday routine, surviving, living, and all of that. And we combine all of those things in one body, in one brain. It's absolutely fascinating to me. Yeah, thank you so much for your attention. This is a lot I spoke about, and it was more like chatting thing, not something about my goal. I still keep it in my head. I started practicing some affirmations in my mirror when I do my morning skin routine, and it helps me a lot. I start to implement it bit by bit. So by the time I will have ready, like prepared text or audio or video, it will already be part of my everyday routine. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for your attention. Yeah, I hope you are safe and you are loved and supported by someone, first of all by yourself, by you, and yeah, and I hope you're happy. See you tomorrow.